Hey there, fine people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tanya, and I make nail-related content here on YouTube and on Instagram. Today I'm going to go over what I wore in the month of May. But first, what I've got on my nails. On my right hand, I am wearing Color Club, and this is Carrot Cake. And I put some steampunk, let's see, steampunk related nail art. This was a AliExpress plate, and I was kind of in a big hurry, so I didn't try real hard to get a good clean pickup. It was the first time using this plate, and I think some of the details are kind of lost, but it is what it is. It wasn't this wasn't for a collab or anything. I just felt like this carrot cake was a little boring, so I had to do something extra. And then on my right hand, I am wearing, where's it? Sugar Sugar from Moonshine Manny, and this one's beautiful. So on my left hand, which is always my photograph hand, I typically use a peel-off base coat, and I had been doing the same on my right hand and being matching, but I'm kind of getting over that because that's a lot of work to do 2 full hands several times a week. So I didn't put a peel-off base coat on this. I'm hoping it'll last till I redo my builder gel, or at least till the weekend. I'm sure it will. And the reason I use a peel-off base coat is because I want to change my nail polish so often, and I don't want acetone or even non-acetone to break down the builder gel that I use to actually be able to, grow my nails to something beyond my fingertips and have a kind of a shape that I like. Otherwise, they'd just be fan-shaped and they'd split right down the middle and they wouldn't be great. So, not that they're great as it is, but at least I'm happy with them. Okay, so what I wore in May. The first one I wore was Moonshine Manny. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya 2.0. And in the bottle, it's loaded with holographic glitter. But on my nails, it wasn't a sunny couple of days that I wore this, and it just didn't, I don't know. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It just was okay. So, the hollow just wasn't giving me the payoff that the same payoff I can see in the bottle, like in here in my office lighting, but any picture I took was just kind of bleh. So I wore 2 coats. It was a 2-coater. Next I wore LA Colors Jelly Queen, and I wore this for the Swatch Fest, and this got a really cool kind of golden green shimmer, and I really liked it. It was 3 coats. Given the name Jelly, it's pretty sheer. And then the next day was Star Wars Day, May 4th, and I stamped some Star Wars related things real quick, just in case I ran into anybody that was a Star Wars fan while I was out doing my grocery shopping. And the way I'm doing these, like what I wore during the month, I'm only showcasing polishes I actually wore on my nails. When I do nail art for collabs, a lot of times I do them on tips, and then I just take a picture and I don't wear it. So I don't count that as wearing it. I don't get any, payoff from wearing it other than like internet points or whatever. So I don't count those. That's practice so that I can, get better at nail art. And sometimes I don't, like if something's going to take a long time, I might work on it over the course of several days. would leave my nails naked, and I can't have that. Next, I wore Mooncat Mercury's Tears 3 coats. This was beautiful, and it looked better inside than outside. The sun kind of just, I don't know, hit. The sun was so bright that day, maybe it was hiding the shimmer. I don't know. It just looked really good inside, so that was awesome. Yeah, I really like that. Next, I wore I Am Your Maker from Paradox Polish. This is from Little Box of Horrors, February. And in the bottle, this is absolutely gorgeous. On my nails, none of, like, there's a fine particle shimmer in there in addition to these flakes. And that shimmer just didn't show up on my nails as far as I could see. And then something weird happened, like by the end of the day, it started peeling off. And I've mentioned I use a peel-off base coat, but usually I can at least go 24 hours without having it peel off. But it just started lifting up on the edges, and once that happens, I can't stop from picking at it. So I peeled it off. Now, I'm not going to say it was the fault of the polish. Maybe I didn't wait long enough for the peel off to dry. And a short time after I wore this, I had started getting a lot of dents and things in my polish, which I hadn't really had a problem with drying before. And we're moving into, you know, it's May, it's spring in Michigan, so it's not nearly as dry in my house because I'm not running the furnace 24/7. So I've always had a little fan in my office, and I just started using it to dry my nails for each layer now. And since I've done that, I'm not having nearly as much trouble with denting or, you know, polish not drying properly. So hopefully that's solved for the rest of the summer. Until winter rolls around again, and then I just have to do, you know, no fan, I guess. Let's see. Next I wore Sleepover Squad, and this was, I think, another swatch fest. This is Essie, and I need to do a video on this. I got 10 Essie polishes on Amazon for $18. And this was one of them. And oddly, before this, I had like 4 or 5 Essie polishes total. And one of them was an orange polish that I wore at the beginning of June for the June Swatch Fest. It's called, I attempted to anyway. I couldn't get a picture of it looking orange. It only looked red. But that Hit the Spot was one of the, I think that's the name of it, was one of the polishes that I have of Essie that I got at TJ Maxx, and it was included in this group of 10. So weird. So now I have a duplicate of it, and it is a very intense orange. Let's see. Next, I wore ILNP Elle, which is just kind of a beige with a holographic shimmer. And I did a little gradient with my private jet and topped it with fool's gold and a matte top coat. And I did my Morel compass nails for Mother's Day. I'm so happy with that. Turned out great. I loved the art. I loved finding morels when I went to go take pictures. I loved everything about it. So this was my lucky manicure for Mother's Day. And oddly enough, Elle is not one of my favorite polishes, but in this combination with the art and everything, I think it looked pretty good. Next, I wore Orly Sunny Side Up and I think this was another one for the Swatch Fest. And my notes say it didn't dry right, and I removed it by the end of the night. So I think after this is when I started using the fan. Yellow is not my favorite nail polish color. I mean, this is a really nice yellow. It's got that, you know, orange shimmer in there, which I do like. I prefer yellow nails as maybe an accent or something. It's just not my go-to. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. So next I wore Virgo Moon. Let's see, what does this say? Vernis Anglaise? Vernis Anglaise? I don't know. That probably means nail polish in French or Latin or something. Anyway, this is from the Little Box of Horrors, February, True Blood, and this is Lone Wolf, and I love this. This is like the brown, green, pruggly polish of my dreams. It laid down really easily, no trouble drying, dried quickly. I only needed 2 coats. I kind of wish I had done some art on it, but no complaints. It was a great polish. And Virgo Moon is a Michigan maker, so I love being able to buy from Michigan makers. Next, I wore Deadly Kiss from Salon Perfect, and this is from their 2023 Halloween Drop Dead Gorgeous collection. And this is so cool. It's a mainstream polish, obviously, but it's green, and it has this pink shimmer in there, and I just love it. Anyway, it's super cool. And I feel like I've worn a lot of mainstream polishes this month, and that is probably, I was trying to figure out why I'm wearing so many mainstreams and not my indies. And I think it's because I don't, like, if I'm buying indies, I'm buying colors that I absolutely love, you know, and I'm willing to pay top dollar for. And those colors tend to be fall and winter type colors, not so much spring and summer. And I don't know, maybe this collection isn't very spring and summery, but when I'm trying to find lighter colors, or especially, you know, for the Polished Opinion Swatch Fest, and trying to match a color that she's chosen, I tend to find that matches in my mainstream polishes. So, because all my indies are green and brown and blue. Anyway, next I wore Fluidity from Orly, and this is part of the Futurism collection, and I'd worn it. It was the last one I did for the swatch and review I did, because I just bought this. I bought a bunch of older collections when they were marked down 35% off and then 20% off on top of that. So it was a good deal. So this was the last one I had swatched, and I just left it on and did both hands. And then the next day was Comic-Con, and I did some nerdy related nail art for that, and nobody noticed. They all noticed my shirt. I wore a shirt that said Read Banned Books, and it had a big old rainbow on it. And I always get, whenever I wear that out and about, I get lots of, yeah, awesome comments about it. So, but nobody noticed my nails. Next I wore Rose Gold Digger from Salon Perfect. This is super sparkly, and it's got like a, I don't know, an orange It's orangey, red, pink, gold, all silver, all in there. It was a little textured, and I really need to get a glitter grabber, a proper glitter grabber. And finally, I wore This Color is Making Waves from OPI, and this was for the last Swatch Fest of the month. And this, I needed 3 coats. Oh, this was 2 coats. This was 3 coats. Not that important. I liked it. This is one of my TJ Maxx finds. And like 99% of the OPIs that I have are from TJ Maxx. Probably all of them. No, I bought Funny Bunny at Sally when I first started getting into nail polish again. I read that Funny Bunny was the thing to have. It was trendy. And if I need a milky white, it'll be there. So that's what I wore this month. I should pick out what my favorite was. I'm going to go, it's kind of like a 3-way tie. I got to pick. These 3 were my favorite. Lone Wolf, Mercury's Tears, and Deadly Kiss. Probably I got the most dopamine hit out of Mercury's Tears. It's super sparkly, but I love both of these as well. So I'll pick this one as my number 1. But if you need some pruggly greens, these will do it. What do you think about what I wore? What did you wear? Do you feel seasonally driven? As always, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a great day.